Hi you guys, it's Michelle and I am back with another mommy related video for you guys. I found this article online and I found it to be very helpful, and it's a lot of things that I have learned since Will has become a toddler. Because if you guys have been following me since the beginning, which was, I started in May 2011, so it's been almost 3 years, can you believe it? I started off with all like new mommy kind of things, so baby mommy products, that sort of thing, and I feel like as I have changed, this channel has changed, and my children have grown up, and so I've learned a lot of things, so I want to share those with you. And this is an article on Pop Sugar, and it is entitled 5 Things No One Ever Told You About Raising a Toddler But You Need to Know. So let's get started. Okay, the first one, this one made me laugh because I read this all to my husband. I was like, these are all true. I need to do a video on this. But the first one is that toddlers have no sense of time. And I have found earlier in my life with Will, I was so frustrated. Like, why doesn't he understand? I said, we need to go in 5 minutes. Why doesn't he grasp that, you know? And then I started realizing, and I did find out that they really have no sense of time. So the doctor here says that they exist in the present. So when you say we're leaving in 5 minutes, they just know that they're not leaving now, which is why their answer to how much longer they want to do something is usually 5 minutes. It's a placeholder. And I thought that was really interesting. They can't grasp that concept until they're in elementary school. So something that I have found that helps is when I say 5 minutes, then I say 4 minutes and 3 minutes and 2 minutes and 1 minute, just so that he understands that it's coming up sooner and sooner. There's nothing worse than just taking your child out of a situation. So if he's playing at the playground and just pick him up and drag him away, then they cry because they didn't have that time to mentally prepare for it. And the doctor in this article says that because toddlers lack this sense of time and their brains are still developing, they have not internalized the skills that adults use to manage time, control their impulses, express their needs, thoughtfully plan their actions, and cope with stress. And that's why I think kids freak out if they're like focused on something and then you just rip them away, because they need that like time to mentally, you know, get that in their head, like we are leaving or we are changing routines or whatever. So I thought that was really helpful. I also laughed about this one, number 2. It is to them, the world is all about power and control. Is this not the truth? So it says that, you know, it's very difficult because parents have all control. So as a parent, you need to give your child options. And you don't want to give them too many options or too many things, but you need to be able to, you know, say, what shirt would you like to wear? Would you like a banana or an apple? Give them something so that they feel like they are contributing. And I feel like this has helped so much with Will. Instead of me just always telling him, you know, we are going to go here today, we're going to go there today. Sometimes I give him an option, like, would you like to go on a walk or would you like to play in the backyard? Would you like to watch this show or would you like to read this book? I give him options just so he feels like he does have some control over something. It says that they are learning to make decisions at this age and parents should give them as many places to have control as possible. He says, the doctor in this article says that I guarantee you that if you view parenting as a power game with you as the parent trying to assert control over the child, then you will have to keep upping and upping the power to win, and the child over time will continue to battle. Is this not true? Are you guys laughing, the ones that have toddlers out there? Fighting back until he tries to show you with greater and greater force who he is, what he can do, and what he needs from you. So I think if you have that in mind, that it really is, they really just want control in some areas of their life, then you just need to kind of, you know, as hard as it is as a parent, to just sit back and let them have some control, because they do need some independence. I mean, not complete independence, but they need that feeling that they can have choices. Number 3 is happiness doesn't come from trying to make them happy. And it sounds obvious that, you know, kids are most happy when they feel secure, but a little empathy and recognition go a long way and helps toddlers understand what they are feeling by labeling the emotion. And the doctor talks about how if they run out of Cheerios, the first reaction for parents is to hurry up and go run and buy more Cheerios, you know, to give it to them. But it's really healthy sometimes for your children to explore different emotions. Instead of just always being happy, 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 it's really good and healthy for them to experience happy, sad, frustrated, angry, tired. You know, they need to, I try this a lot with Will to try to pinpoint names on emotions that he's feeling. Are you frustrated? Are you tired? Are you happy? Are you hungry? Just so that he can understand it in other people. And it's really cute because he does the same to me, and he asks me, are you sad, mommy? Are you, you know, mad? Or he asks me these questions because he's trying to be familiar with them. And I think that's healthy for us to try to help our children be familiar with that, so they can understand what other people are feeling, so they can behave better and treat other people that way as well. And it also says that by helping them through adversity, you show them that they can handle it, and you ultimately teach them resilience. And I think resilience is one of the strongest traits that you can teach to your children, because nobody's going to be given this picture perfect life. And if you start teaching them from a young age how to handle things, then it will help them throughout their entire lives. Number 4 is they need to stumble and fall. And I love this. When I was serving as a missionary for my church in Donetsk, Ukraine, I remember my missionary companion and I, her name was Semenisheva, her last name, we were sitting at a park one day and we saw this mom and this little toddler walking around, and you could tell that the toddler was learning to walk at the time, and he fell. And then he was struggling to try to get up, and he kept reaching out to his mom, like, help me, and she wouldn't help him. And we were kind of watching the situation like, this is interesting, you know, why doesn't she just help pull him up? But he kept trying and trying and trying, and he couldn't do it. So finally, after a few minutes of trying, she pulled him up. And I think this is a perfect example of our children needing to learn to stumble and fall, because they need to learn that they're not always going to get their way and things aren't always going to be easy. But that's how we teach, like I just said in the last one, resilience. That's how we teach them what life is really about and how to, you know, deal with our emotions. There's not just one emotion, and, you know, there's not just happy and sad. They need to see the rest of it and understand what other emotions are. It says that failures teach tots how to get over adversity, how to become flexible, and how to develop passion. And I have also learned this just on the playground. Like, I remember being super protective of Will when he was first, you know, he was my one and only at the park or the playground, or if somebody stole his toy, I just run over and I'm like, don't steal his toy, or don't push him down. You know, I was like very, very, very protective. And I think obviously there are situations where that is appropriate. But sometimes I like to sit back and watch now, like if somebody pushes him, how he handles it. And most of the time, you know, he just stands up and is like, don't push me, and just walks away. And I'm so proud of him because he doesn't just push back or fight back. You know, he just handles the situation. And if I was always running over there to protect him, he wouldn't learn that, because I'm not going to be there in kindergarten. I'm not going to be there in high school. I'm not going to be there when he's married to protect him every second of the way. So sometimes I really do like to sit back and watch how he handles the situation and then try to teach him, you know, like how to stumble and fall kind of thing, and not just always be like, like prowling over him, like trying to, I don't know, protect him in every way, shape, and form. Obviously, we have to do that as mothers, but we need to kind of let them learn to grow as well. Okay, the last one is, I think, my absolute favorite one, and it's the qualities that drive us nuts now are the ones that we will want later. Here, come say hi. Here's Willie. Come sit down. Say hi, guys. Here's my Willie. So I'm going to be talking about Willie in this next one. I love this one, and I laughed when I read this article because it's so, so true that the qualities that make us frustrated sometimes with our children are actually the things that are going to be making them, you know, the most amazing adults. In this article it says, your child's independence, curiosity, passion, persistence, and even his stubbornness can drive you batty. They are the traits that make you late for an appointment and such. But these are the traits that you will want to instill in your children, as these are the traits that will allow them to thrive in the future. And I totally believe that. I am such a stubborn person, and Willie is a stubborn person too, who has so much, he's very persistent. If he wants something a certain way, he does not just give up. He's very headstrong, and I really, really like that. And while it can be frustrating sometimes as a parent, I really like that, because I know that's what's going to get him far, especially when he's passionate about things. You know, something as simple as like, I want to draw, I want to color, and it's like time to go. Like, he's just so passionate about things that he wants. And I want to just direct that in the right direction, so that if he is passionate about music or sports or writing or whatever, he can thrive in that environment. And I notice now as well that he's a leader. He's not a follower. He's the one that kind of like corrals people and says, let's all go here, guys. Let's all go here, friends. And he's just very friendly and very outgoing. And he's very, very passionate and stubborn. And while it may be hard sometimes, I get so excited to see what he's going to do later in his life, because he is headstrong and he's passionate and he's driven. If he wants something, he's going to do everything he can to get it. And I love that about him. So those are the 5 things that every parent of a toddler needs to know. Thumbs up if you guys liked this video. I will have the article linked down below for you guys as well if you want to check that out. Also, comment down below and let me know what things you have learned with your toddler, or what tricks you have learned with your toddler, and what you love about having a toddler, because it's like a good and bad thing, right? Like, it's really hard sometimes, but then it's really amazing and really rewarding at the same time. And I have learned so much since having a toddler. I've learned so much more about patience and loving and kindness, and just like how much of an impact I truly have on my children, because I see Will start repeating things or doing things that I do, and it's just like, wow, he really is paying attention. So I really love that. But thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't subscribed yet. That would really mean a lot to me, and we will see you guys in my next video. Bye.